Welcome to the Bibliostat Collect tutorial video. This program is used for data entry in the Public Library Survey. It is recommended that you use Internet Explorer 6.0 or higher or Firefox 1.5 or higher and any other web browser compatible with these browsers. Google Chrome is a browser that cannot be used to access Collect at this time. If you use Internet Explorer 10 or higher, the compatibility view must be enabled. To log into the Collect program, go to http://collect.btol.com. Note there is no www in front of the web address. On this page, you'll see the blanks for username and password. The director of your library will receive the login and password information from the Missouri State Library. The username consists of the capitalized state initials MO and a 4-digit number consisting of your FSCS library number with zeros as fillers. Your password starts with the word pass, in most cases with a capital P, followed by a 4-digit number. Once you log in, you will see a green box that says Start Survey next to the 2016 Missouri Public Library Survey as the current survey. Once you select Start Survey, it will then say Continue Survey, like my screen is currently showing. After you submit your library survey, it will move to the Archive section labeled Other Surveys and won't have a green selection button. Since I am using the test library, my display looks slightly different than your library's will. Your library will only display the current year as a current survey, so in 2017 it will display the 2017 survey as the current survey and so on. I'm going to select the 2016 survey. When you enter the survey for the first time, it starts at the beginning. After you have accessed the survey and logged out, it will take you to the section you were last in when you return. In the heading, you will see your library's name. In this case, it shows Missouri Test Library as my library name. This will appear in the same spot regardless of the section you are entering data. Below this heading is a set of 7 tabs with the Survey tab being highlighted. If you click on the Home tab, it will take you back to the survey selection page. The Survey tab has the actual survey with all of the data points that need to be filled in and checked for accuracy. The Status tab has 5 sub-tabs. The Edit Checks tab shows edits you have written to explain your entry on specific data points. The system will require federal edit checks when your library is outside a range based on answers from prior years. The system-required federal edit checks marked with the red X will have to be annotated before you will be able to submit the survey. When you leave an annotation for an edit check, the X will turn green. The next tab in the Status section is Unanswered Questions. This shows all the blank questions that have to be answered to finish the survey. The next tab is the Flagged Questions. Flags are activated by clicking on the flag button in the survey. When you click on a flag within the survey, it puts it into this section of the status. This is solely for your follow-up. The flag can be cleared by clicking on the highlighted red flag in the Flag Question tabs or in the survey. Flagged items will not prevent you from submitting the survey. The final tab in the Status section is the Submit Survey tab. Once you submit the survey, it is locked and data cannot be changed at the library level. Please carefully review your data before accessing this tab. Once you have reviewed your data, also review the Edit Checks, Unanswered Questions, and Flagged Question tabs to ensure that these have been completed and no data is missing. Once the data and edits have been thoroughly reviewed, you can click the Submit Survey button. This then sends your survey to the State Library for review. Your PLS is not complete until it has been reviewed by the state library and all follow-up questions have been answered. Going back to the main orange tabs at the top of the page, the printing tab is where you will get a copy of your survey. I recommend printing a copy of your completed report with the current year's data. The reports can be printed in either HTML web report or .pdf formats. The annotations should also be printed and are available on the Printable Annotation Reports tab. Include all federal, state, and local notes. The notes are the edit checks which explain your responses. These can also be printed in either HTML, web report, or .pdf formats. The Submit Survey tab at the top takes you to the Status section. You'll only be able to submit the survey once, and can use either the Status tab or the Submit Survey tab to accomplish this. The Frequent Questions tab covers several frequently asked questions concerning the Bibliostat Collect program. The Instructions tab has information on the content of the survey and can be used as a reference for learning more about any specific data element. Let's go back to the Survey tab. The Survey tab will be where you spend the majority of your time entering the data. Below the orange tabs on the left side, you will notice the Survey Navigation pane with all of the sections of the survey listed. The section that is displayed will appear below the orange tabs in the center top screen. The section can be changed by clicking on the black title in the Survey Navigation pane. The sections with multiple pages can show or hide the pages by clicking on the black selection name. To the right of the displayed section is the Show Last Year's Answers button, currently in an orange color. If you click on this button, it will turn red and the words change to Hide Answers. When the Show Last Year's Answers is activated, the prior year's response will appear in a light gray above the current year blank. I recommend showing last year's answers as a way of checking the accuracy of your data. Big changes will need an explanation referred to as an edit. To enter an edit, you'll click on the faint paper to the right of the data entry box. When the Notes dialog box opens, you'll have three tabs: Federal, State, and Local. General notes will be placed in the State tab. The desired tab can be selected by clicking on the tab, which turns the tab white. Inactive tabs will be gray. The Notes tab will open with the Federal tab activated. System required edits will go on the Federal tab. Click the green Save button before exiting the Notes dialog box. Clicking Close will not save any of the data you enter. Below the section name is a white space with generally three buttons: Save, Back, and Next. All three buttons appear in both the top and the bottom of each page. I recommend clicking Save button before going to a different page, even though the software generally autosaves your work. On the other side of the white space is the Back and Next buttons. These can be used to go forward and backward one page. Section-specific instructions will appear above the numbered questions. Please read these before entering data. If you look at the question number, you'll notice most are underlined and hyperlinked. If you click on these, it will open a dialog box with a definition and helpful hints for that specific element. These can be closed by hitting either the red X in the box or the X in the upper right corner. The questions will appear in three different colors: blue, dark blue, and red. The blue questions are state-level questions that may be accumulated into an IMLS question or reported individually. The dark blue questions are reported to IMLS. The red questions are automatically calculating questions and count multiple questions into one figure. Going to the opposite side of the page from the questions to where you enter data, you'll see some boxes have pre-populated data and some are blank. You'll also notice that some of the boxes are gray and some are white. The gray boxes are locked and should be reviewed. If changes need to be made to data within a gray box, report these to the survey administrator listed in the section instructions above the questions. The pre-populated data in white boxes can be changed at the library level. Blank white responses are waiting your response. Please remember to save your work before proceeding to the next page. If you have any questions concerning the operations of Bibliostat Collect, please contact Terry Blauvelt at the Missouri State Library.